Okay. This time we try to make the video without the Freudian slips, okay? Maintain control, Sheridan. Okay. Hold on. Fucking sorry, I'm sorry. There's something just really fucking happened and fully fucking happened in the last upload. But anyway, oh Christ almighty. I had to cancel it. Oh jeez. Take a deep breath. Okay. In the old days, okay, this video should be titled fucking this 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 video should be titled Sheridan takes away your dopamine rush, but I'm probably giving you one right now at the laughing. Anyway, Mr. Sheridan takes away your fucking dopamine rush, right? That's what the title of this video should be, right? Uh, just like I did in 2015 when I took away a dopamine rush by telling you that Russell Brand would not bring you towards spiritual socialism and this kind of thing, right? And you went mad because you wanted to believe that there's saviors and there's people out there in the mainstream that are on your side. Now, in the old days, they had a system called the court jester. Now, in the old days, everyone hated or had, grievances about the kings and queens, just like we do today. And that's where political satire came out of. If you were another mega duke or an earl or a duchess and you slagged off the king and queen, you could get your head chopped off, or a peasant. But you still had those feelings, and the royalty were aware you had them feelings, right? So, they invented this thing called the court jester. Now, the court jester was probably the first ever concept of controlled opposition. And the court jester was there to say, "Oh, the queen is a big bum," or our leader has a big nose, and all this kind of stuff, And the audience would laugh, and it was a way of kind of testing the waters, but also nullifying the feelings about the establishment. And then people would go, "Oh well, it's okay because Mickey the court jester, he mentioned the fact that King, William, or whatever his fucking name was, he had secretly killed the Duchess of Marmouth, and shagged his son, and this in a joke, and that's how they modified it. That's how they kept control. Nothing has changed between them and the other night with Ricky Gervais on the Golden Globes. Nothing has changed, okay, and it's the same thing. Now, you all are going, "Oh, he's blown the fucking whistle on the satanic pedophiles and all this kind of thing." No, he hasn't. He mentioned Epstein, he's created awareness. Even my pet budgie knows about Epstein not killing himself. He was there reading an auto cue. So someone had signed off on that whole thing. It was approved, so we should say, by higher powers. And that the reason why is so all you people on social media going, "I love Ricky Gervais. He really did it for us. He really did it for our people. He's given truth." No, he hasn't. He's Hollywood's court jester. They pay him to go up there. Do you notice how he also heavily promoted his own show on Netflix? They pay him to go up there to tell these jokes as a way of nullifying you. Because instead of, remember, he didn't mention Harvey Weinstein, I don't think, and I don't think he mentioned Kevin Spacey either. And that's some real dark shit that's going on there. Now, this is a long-running game in Hollywood. Bob Hope, who was a piece of shit himself, used to host these ceremonies, and he used to say things, make allusions to Hollywood starlets and directors and stuff like this, and everyone would laugh and this kind of thing. Basically, the Harvey Weinstein thing, and it was a way of creating acceptance. And this is why when you have this stuff, and you have like the people that go, Tom Hanks, Tom Hanks was acting there like he acts in fucking, Forrest Gump. They're all acting. They're all actors, including Ricky Gervais. They're all playing you like a fiddle. That's what's going on there. So if you think that's going to change things, it's going to affect things. What I find amazing is, now here's one about Harvey Weinstein was a piece of shit. People who were in positions of power, whether it was him or the English DJ Jonathan King or anyone who basically gets people to prostitute themselves in order for them to get a piece of the action in that particular media field. It's absolutely disgusting. Now, whether it's criminal or not, I don't know. I really don't. Unless they're like they're drugging them with date rape drugs or something like that. But if it's just kind of like the casting couch in the traditional sense, I don't know if that's a crime. It's bollocks. It's bullshit. It shouldn't exist. But it's a fact of life. Now, Madonna. Anyone will tell you. Look at Madonna. Madonna is no different, and I'm a huge Madonna fan of her music. Madonna, you basically don't get into her band, or if you're a guy, or as a dancer, or in her social circles, or in her videos, unless you shag her. And she boasts about it. She boasts about it. And what's the difference between her and Harvey Weinstein? There's really nothing, isn't there? There's really nothing. And yet, it's the same. He's gone to jail and she isn't. It's, to me, I don't really care about other people's private lives, what consenting adults do. That's not the same thing as, pedophilia or stuff like that. But it seems to me that the whole Ricky Gervais thing was based around this idea of medicating you lot, giving you a whole rush of dopamine so you'd feel like, they're waking up, the masses are waking up. No, they won't. Nothing's going to come of this. You know that, I know that. The whole thing is designed to modify your anger, to suppress you, to court jesterize you. And Ricky Gervais's job in Hollywood is the court jester, and he did that to you. And I don't see any great. I don't see any great thing has come out of that, other than he's promoted his latest TV show, and the shitbags have all gotten away with it, but in a kind of like I didn't do it kind of way, or jolly. It's all titillation, ha 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 ha, hiding the real horrors that that almost certainly went on with some of these people. It's like the Mansons. People go on about the Mansons and the Manson family and how they picked on Hollywood. Hollywood groomed and courted the Manson family. They were the freaks at all the Hollywood parties, hanging out with the likes of Steve McQueen and all the others. And they were only considered a problem when they killed somebody. Other than that, they were hanging out with them, staying in their houses, writing songs with them and everything. And it's the same thing with these nonsense in the Hollywood thing. They're doing the same thing. It'll take something like some young man. Did you hear a case about a few weeks ago about the young guy who murdered the Catholic priest who raped him with a crucifix? It's going to take a situation where you have a major Hollywood star who's a paedophile being murdered by one of his victims, and then they'll do something about it. But until then, they're quite happy to have Ricky Gervais on that stage, with your little dopamine medication, the belief that your opinions are, the elites are coming down. Nothing of the sort is happening. Sorry to take away a dopamine rush, but that's the world we live in, and the methods that went on in the medieval period in the court of the king is going on today in the global globes, the Globe, whatever the fuck it's called, and the Oscars. And don't put too much hope into what happened, because it's a game, it's a club. Ricky Gervais is in it, reading from his teleprompter that was signed off by somebody in power, and you're not.